Have you ever felt like you're caught in a never-ending race, constantly chasing more possessions, more success, more distractions? What if I told you there's a different path, a way to find peace, joy, and fulfillment without all the noise and materialism? If you're ready to slow down, embrace simplicity, and live life on your terms, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to share with you the profound power of living a slower, more intentional life, especially as we grow older. You'll discover why material possessions often hold less value as we age, and how simplifying your surroundings can free your mind. I'll walk you through personal stories of downsizing, embracing capitalism with caution, and the immense joy of appreciating the little things that most people overlook in their busy lives. By the end of this video, you'll understand why slowing down is the key to unlocking a life of peace, happiness, and financial freedom. I'll share how you can resist the pull of consumerism, prioritize health, and find meaning in everyday activities. And most importantly, you'll learn how to leave behind a legacy of simplicity and mindfulness, a gift that will bring you lasting joy and contentment. So, if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed by the pressures of modern life and want to explore a better, simpler way to live, stay with me. This journey is worth taking, and I promise the rewards will be more profound than any material possession you could ever own. Let's dive in. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Clearing out clutter. I want to share a deeply personal story with you, one that changed my perspective on life forever. Many years ago, I found myself at a crossroads, feeling burdened, overwhelmed, and trapped by the sheer amount of stuff I had accumulated over the years. So, I made the bold decision to downsize. I sold my large, comforting home and moved into a tiny 50-foot narrowboat, just under 7 feet wide. For those of you who aren't familiar with narrowboats, they are incredibly small spaces. There's nowhere to hide clutter, no room to collect excess baggage. Moving into that little boat was a decision that forced me to confront the question, what do I need to live a fulfilling life? At first, the task seemed insurmountable. I was drowning in stuff, boxes of forgotten belongings, old kitchen gadgets I didn't even remember buying. I had 5 coffee makers, for heaven's sake. It was almost embarrassing to realize how much I had hoarded over the years, convinced that I needed all these things to feel secure, comfortable, or successful. But as I slowly started to part with the excess, something magical began to happen. I began to feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally. Every item I let go of felt like a weight lifted off my soul. The clutter wasn't just in my home, it was inside me, too. As I settled into my new, simplified life, something unexpected occurred. I felt free. Truly free. It was as though I had been carrying an emotional backpack filled with rocks, and once I unloaded the unnecessary possessions, I could finally breathe deeply again. I didn't just let go of material things, I let go of the mental clutter that had been holding me back. I felt liberated from the belief that I needed more stuff to be happy. Moving into that small space wasn't just about downsizing, it was about regaining control of my life and my peace of mind. And here's what I've learned. Even if you aren't planning a move or downsizing anytime soon, you can still experience this freedom. Start small. Look through your kitchen, your closets, and that garage you've been avoiding. Throw out the things you don't use, the things that no longer serve you. Stop hoarding. You'll be surprised at how much lighter you feel when you no longer have to carry the weight of unnecessary possessions. Simplifying your surroundings has an incredible ability to clear your mind and make room for what truly matters. Trust me, once you start, you won't want to stop. 2. Embracing capitalism with caution. Now, let me make it clear, I am not against capitalism. It's a system that, at its best, drives innovation, creates opportunities, and allows businesses to thrive. In theory, it's beautiful. When businesses produce products or services that improve our lives, and in return, they earn a fair profit. That's the way the world works, and for the most part, it works well. I understand the value of paying for what I need, whether it's a loaf of bread or a necessary service. But here's where the problem lies, the unnecessary part. The beauty of capitalism is that it's competitive. If one company gets greedy, another will swoop in and offer a better deal. But as we all know, capitalism can quickly spiral into an endless cycle of consumption. We start buying things for the sake of buying things. New phones, new clothes, the latest trends, all of it, filling a void that can never be satisfied. The next thing becomes the next thing, and before you know it, we are trapped in a race with no finish line. We forget that the things we think we need, the stuff we constantly chase, aren't what truly bring fulfillment. The reality sets in as we grow older. It's not about what we own. It's about the experiences we collect, the relationships we nurture, and the quiet moments of self-reflection that truly shape our lives. I have seen it, lived it, and experienced it firsthand. It's easy to get swept away by the allure of the latest and greatest, to be convinced that having the best of everything will somehow complete us. But after years of chasing these hollow desires, I can tell you that they never truly fill the hole inside. Life, in its purest form, isn't about accumulating more. It's about letting go of what no longer serves us and embracing what truly brings us joy and peace. 3. Living simply in a complex world. In a world that is constantly moving faster and faster, where materialism reigns and the pressure to consume is at an all-time high, choosing to live simply can feel like an act of rebellion. Everyone around you is on the treadmill, running to keep up with the latest trends, always seeking more, buying more, doing more. It's a constant race, and if you decide to step off that treadmill, you will undoubtedly find yourself in the minority. And yes, being in the minority can feel uncomfortable, even isolating at times. But let me tell you, it can also be profoundly beautiful. When you choose to live more simply, when you stop chasing after possessions, you start to see the world through different eyes. You notice the little things, the sound of birds chirping outside your window, the feeling of the sun warming your skin on a chilly day, the way your heart fills with joy when you spend time with loved ones. These things can't be bought. Yet, they offer a richness and depth to life that material possessions could never provide. There's an undeniable beauty in simplicity, in slowing down enough to savor the present moment. Living simply doesn't mean depriving yourself. It doesn't mean a life of denial or discomfort. It's about being intentional, about recognizing that true happiness doesn't lie in what we have, but in what we choose to experience and how we show up for the people we love. When we let go of the relentless need for more, we make room for the things that truly matter. We reclaim our peace, our joy, our authenticity. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Yes, in the beginning, it might feel like you're an outsider. Your friends and family may not understand why you're not keeping up with the latest consumer trends. But trust me, as time passes, you will find that the peace, clarity, and contentment that come with slowing down and consuming less far outweigh the temporary discomfort of being different. You'll find that the simple life, the one that may seem unconventional in today's fast-paced world, is, in fact, the path to greater fulfillment, deeper happiness, and lasting inner peace. 4. Appreciating the little things. As we grow older, we begin to realize that the simple moments in life are often the ones that bring us the most joy. The world we once knew, full of grand adventures and extravagant pleasures, seems to lose its sparkle over time. The experiences we once pursued with such fervor don't quite hold the same allure anymore. Instead, we start finding happiness in the little things, those moments we might have once overlooked or taken for granted. The quiet warmth of sipping tea while watching the sunrise, the peaceful feeling of holding hands with someone you love, or the joy of seeing a squirrel dance across the yard. It's these small, tender moments that suddenly become the treasures of our lives, filling our hearts in ways that expensive things never could. The beauty of this shift is in its simplicity. Life doesn't need to be complicated to be meaningful. There's a profound sense of peace that comes when we let go of the need to constantly chase after more. As we step away from the hustle and bustle of consumerism, we're gifted the ability to slow down and appreciate life's quieter pleasures. Things like the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting through the house or the laughter shared with friends around a dinner table, they become everything. These small, simple pleasures are often free, yet they hold more value than the latest gadget or designer brand. It's the essence of slow living, a life where we finally see the true worth in unmeasurable moments, moments that truly nourish our souls. Perhaps this is the perfect time to rediscover a passion you've long forgotten. Maybe gardening, where you can grow your vegetables and watch them bloom with your own hands. Or perhaps you'll find comfort in picking up a book that's been gathering dust on your shelf for too long. Maybe it's time to rediscover a hobby, something that used to bring you joy but always seemed too far out of reach when you were younger. The point is that when we remove ourselves from the constant noise of consumerism, we give ourselves the space to enjoy these simple pleasures. And in doing so, we realize that these things, these moments, bring us more lasting joy and fulfillment than any material possession ever could. 5. Resisting the pull of consumerism. Let's be completely honest with ourselves. The lure of consumerism is incredibly strong. It's everywhere we look, in the glossy ads on TV, the constant barrage of online shopping notifications, and the never-ending desire to buy the latest thing. Even when we've decided to live a simpler, slower life, the temptation to indulge is constant. It's easy to fall back into old habits, to mindlessly scroll through endless shopping sites and end up purchasing things we don't truly need. How many of us have found ourselves browsing Amazon or a mall, not wanting anything, but just buying because it feels good in the moment? We convince ourselves that we need that new item, when in reality, it's just a fleeting desire, one that doesn't bring any lasting happiness. The satisfaction we get from material possessions is so short-lived. Before we know it, our closets are overflowing with things we never use, our homes cluttered with items that hold no real meaning. But here's the silver lining. The more we practice resisting these urges, the easier it becomes to stay grounded. Just like any habit, breaking free from the cycle of mindless spending takes time, but with each step, it becomes easier to breathe and embrace contentment. Start with small, manageable steps. Go one day without buying anything, then try 2 days, then a week. Slowly but surely, you'll notice that the constant itch to acquire things begins to fade. Instead, you'll start feeling a sense of peace and gratitude for what you already have. And that, my friend, is true freedom. 6. Filling the void with meaningful activities. When you stop spending so much of your time and energy on accumulating things, you might notice something unexpected. You suddenly have space. Real, tangible space. Not just in your home, but in your life. The kind of space that allows you to breathe, to reflect, and to appreciate the things that truly matter. What will you do with all this newfound space? The possibilities are endless. But the key is to fill it with activities that hold meaning, things that bring joy and purpose to your life. Maybe you'll take up knitting, learning the art of creating something with your hands, slowly but surely. Or perhaps you'll start walking in the park each morning, feeling the fresh air in your lungs as you reconnect with nature. You might spend more time with your grandchildren, sharing the stories of your life and passing down the wisdom you've accumulated over the years. Or maybe you'll dive back into a hobby you once loved, but never quite had the time for. Painting, writing, or crafting. These activities, no matter how small they seem, have the power to fill your life with deep meaning. They don't require a credit card or a shopping cart, they just require you to show up and make time for them. When you step away from the endless chase for things, you're free to embrace the things that truly matter. The laughter shared with family, the moments of solitude where you can hear your thoughts, the feeling of accomplishing something meaningful. These simple pleasures are the real treasures in life, and they'll nourish your soul in ways that no material object ever could. When you choose to focus on doing things that bring you joy, you're creating a life that's not only simpler but far richer. 7. The challenges of living differently. Living a slower, simpler life in today's fast-paced world isn't without its fair share of challenges. The journey to simplify your life and detach from the constant chase for more can feel like a battle, not just with the external world, but with yourself. Society has ingrained into us, from an early age, that success is measured by what we own, by the endless accumulation of things that signify status and worth. We've been taught that happiness is something that can be bought, that our possessions somehow reflect our value in the world. It's hard, almost painful, to break away from that mindset, especially when it's so deeply embedded in our culture and our hearts. The resistance can be overwhelming, especially when you're met with skepticism or even judgment from those around you. Friends, family, and strangers alike. People will question why you've chosen a simpler way of living, why you've stepped off the fast track, as if slowing down is something to be ashamed of. And let's be real, sometimes the internal pressure to conform is just as strong. The societal narrative constantly bombards us with messages that equate materialism with happiness, and stepping out of that narrative feels almost rebellious. But, in truth, it's an act of liberation. There will be moments when you feel deeply isolated, perhaps even misunderstood. It might seem as if everyone around you is running in the same hamster wheel, chasing the next shiny object, and you'll wonder if you've made a mistake. But don't let those moments cloud your vision. Yes, the discomfort is real, and yes, it's hard at times, but it's so incredibly worth it. You see, as time goes on, the pressures of society will lose their grip on you, and slowly but surely, you'll find peace. The beauty of living in alignment with your values, the joy that comes from choosing intentionality over excess, is something you can't put a price on. Yes, it's a difficult path, but it's the only one that leads to true contentment. 8. Financial freedom through simplicity. One of the most profound and unexpected rewards of living a simpler life is the financial freedom that comes with it. The moment you stop mindlessly buying things you don't need, things that only serve to distract and clutter your life, you begin to reclaim your power. You'll be amazed at how quickly your finances begin to shift. You'll find that you don't need as much money as you once thought to live a rich, fulfilling life. In fact, by opting out of the consumer rat race, you'll discover that money can be spent on the things that truly matter. Experiences with loved ones, investing in your health and well-being, or building a financial cushion for peace of mind as you grow older. The beauty of simplicity is that it reduces financial pressure. So many of us spend our years working tirelessly, trying to keep up with a lifestyle that only drains us, physically, emotionally, and financially. But when you step back and choose to live with less, you open up space to enjoy the fruits of your labor in a more meaningful way. It's no longer about paying off debts or keeping up with societal expectations. It's about having the freedom to live on your terms, to choose joy over consumption. You may even come to realize that you need far less than you ever imagined to lead a life that feels truly abundant. 9. Reflecting on life's journey. As we grow older, the act of reflection becomes a natural part of life. We start to look back and see the bigger picture, our choices, our mistakes, and the lessons we've learned along the way. For me, living a simple, slow life has given me the space to reflect on what truly matters. When I think about my journey, I don't dwell on the material things I didn't accumulate or the fleeting trends I didn't follow. Those things seem so insignificant now. What truly fills my heart with gratitude are the moments I've shared with loved ones, the quiet, peaceful joy that comes from a life lived in harmony with my deepest values. Yes, I've made mistakes. Who hasn't? But I've come to realize that those mistakes were part of my growth, part of the process of becoming who I am today. The path I've chosen, one of simplicity, intentionality, and less attachment to material wealth, has brought me a level of peace and contentment that I couldn't have found by chasing after things. No amount of possessions could ever replace the richness of the quiet moments, the deep connections, and the feeling of being truly at peace with the life I've lived. It's not about what I didn't have, but about all the profound experiences and deep inner joy I've gained by choosing to live with less and embrace what truly matters. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. 10. Leaving a legacy of simplicity. As we journey through life, particularly as we approach the later years, it's natural to reflect on the legacy we'll leave behind. We often wonder, what will people remember us for when we're gone? For me, this question has led to an awakening of sorts, an awakening to what truly matters. It's not the material wealth or the shiny possessions that I will leave behind that will define my legacy. No, it's the deeper, more meaningful things. It's the values I've lived by that I hope will echo in the hearts of my children, grandchildren, and all who have crossed my path. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Simplicity, mindfulness, and an unwavering appreciation for the simple joys of life are the values I strive to embody every day. These are the things that have brought me peace, that have allowed me to wake up every morning with a sense of contentment and quiet gratitude. And this is what I want to pass on, to leave a legacy not of things, but of ways of being. I hope my children and grandchildren won't remember me by the stuff I accumulated, but by the way I lived my life. I want them to look back and think, she wasn't rich in possessions, but she was rich in love, in joy, in the ability to find beauty in the small, simple moments. I want them to see that happiness doesn't reside in the endless chase for more. More money, more things, more success. No, true happiness is in recognizing the beauty in the everyday, the laughter of a child, the warmth of a hug, the stillness of a quiet evening spent with loved ones. I want my family to understand that life doesn't need to be extravagant or complicated to be fulfilling. And above all, I hope that they take these lessons with them as they grow older, finding their paths to peace and contentment, just as I have. In the end, that is the legacy I long to leave. A legacy of living simply, loving deeply, and appreciating every precious moment life has to offer. 11. Prioritizing health and well-being in the slow life. As the years go by, it becomes more and more apparent that our health, both mental and physical, becomes the most precious thing we possess. In a society that relentlessly pushes for more, for bigger, for faster, it's all too easy to forget to take care of ourselves. I've been guilty of this in the past, caught up in the whirlwind of productivity, the constant striving to do more, to achieve more. But in the quiet moments, the still moments of my life, I've learned the profound importance of health. This is the real wealth we should be seeking, and the slow life offers the space to rediscover it. Living a slow life has opened my eyes to the incredible power of mindfulness and self-care. It's not just about eating the right foods or getting enough exercise, although those are certainly important. It's about listening to our bodies and souls. It's about permitting ourselves to rest when we're tired, to move when we feel stiff, to nourish our minds with peace instead of worry. By slowing down, we speed up our ability to heal and thrive. We give ourselves the gift of being fully present in our bodies, without the distractions that often come with a busy, overscheduled life. There's something so profoundly liberating about this, about no longer living to meet the expectations of others, or to keep up with the frantic pace of modern life. I've come to understand that health isn't just an afterthought, something we only think about when something goes wrong. No, in the slow life, health becomes a priority. We begin to feel the benefits in every aspect of our lives. In the way we move, in the clarity of our thoughts, in the ease with which we experience each day. And perhaps the most powerful change that comes with embracing a slower life is our connection to nature. It's something I cherish deeply now, in ways I never did before. Whether it's taking a long, peaceful walk in the park, feeling the earth beneath my feet while I tend to my garden, or simply sitting on the porch to feel the wind on my face, there is a healing power in nature that we often overlook. It's like nature itself offers us a quiet, loving embrace, helping to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and restore our mental clarity. Studies confirm what I've experienced firsthand. That time spent outdoors is not just nice, it's essential for our well-being. So, in the slow life, I prioritize these moments, those simple, restorative encounters with nature. It's these small, quiet moments of connection with the world around me that offer the most profound benefits. In this slower pace, I've found that health isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about honoring our bodies, nourishing our souls, and creating a life of balance. With less pressure, less rush, and less noise, we can focus on the most important thing of all, our well-being. And the beauty of it is, by making this shift, we don't just feel better today. We set ourselves up for a healthier, more joyful future. It's a quiet revolution, and it's one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. As we wrap up today's video, I hope you've gained some valuable insights on living a simpler, healthier, and more fulfilling life. We've talked about leaving a legacy based on what truly matters, the values we live by, and how embracing a slower pace can enrich our health and well-being in ways we may have overlooked before. So, what have you learned so far? What stood out to you the most? And what is one thing you plan to bring into your life moving forward? I'd love to hear from you. Please share one takeaway you'll be putting into practice in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section, hit the like button, and share this video with others who might benefit from it. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you can stay updated with all our upcoming content. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you.